I think it's done.
Okay. I will see it in just a second.
We'll see if we get some people in here.
Okay. So, well, while we're waiting, I just have to share a meme. I do memes. I do memes. I do.
Memes are awesome. Memes can change the world.
I think so. Yep. That's my dog.
That's a beautiful smile. Is that really
Isn't it?
your dog?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Close. Close.
Because that's a perfect shot with the ears down, the round face. You look.
Yeah. Yeah. That one has a little terrier in it with the little cheekies. But anyway, yeah, I think they really think their name is Stop That and Get Back Here. I do. The words we use in between are trivial.
Yeah, I thought my name was Jesus Christ when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, kid, what are you
Oh,
doing?
I didn't even relate. That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to, live and learn.
I was Jesus Christ or holy shit,
Oh, did I see the history? Oh, wildlife. I'm sorry, I was not paying attention to back chat. You have a thing you want to show?
Oh no, you don't have to show it. It's just something random I ran across.
Okay,
Ooh,
I
random
will.
weird stuff. Cool, sure.
Yeah, I'll try. Let's see what happens. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it out.
Of course, if it has anything to do with government, we shouldn't show it. Hi, Mr. Miyagi. Good to see you.
Wax on,
My
wax
name was
on.
Edward, and I thought they named a bus after me.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Special
Oh.
Ed.
Mm.
Special ed on the short bus.
Good one.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Got to put y'all in here. There we go. Okay.
I don't think that video actually talks about the article it made.
Well, these are some cool pictures, regardless.
Said the world's first test tube. Did it show a picture of uh, one of your presidents, one of the earliest
Let's see.
presidents?
I'm going to go back to the beginning if I can.
Could be.
Maybe he was a test tube baby. They had babies in incubators back then, so why not, right?
Wow. They're all over the road. I don't know what to say. Is this a
The
commercial?
1890s, they had incubators, baby incubators.
That's a darn good commercial if it is. Okay,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
kind of weird.
Yeah, this is weird. I'm going to take that down.
Commercials, yeah, they
Here
have
we
nothing to
go.
do with the article.
All right. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just, that's all I got. I don't know. I think I have to sign up.
Huh,
Huh.
that's weird.
Let me go back. It was History Channel. Oh, yeah, maybe they're making me.
Oh yeah, they're trying to divert you.
Yeah, they want me to. Let's see what this does. What?
Don't worry, the Ministry
Oh
of Truth
yeah,
will
they're
take care of
definitely
all of
trying
these
to divert you.
problems.
This is really sidetracking. So they
Yeah,
want
let's
to
just clone. Let's
resurrect.
just clone George Washington. What could go wrong with that?
Well, yeah.
You know, let's make a zombie George Washington. Let's see what happens.
I don't know why would.
Maybe every president's a clone now.
Resident Evil
Ah,
Patriot Edition.
Hmm.
that would.
You already got Abe the Vampire Slayer.
That's right. Trying to get
Oh
this
man,
commercial, but it's gonna have to take the
like who
13
the heck would even
seconds.
fund a who would even fund a project like that? What do you benefit?
That's what I wonder. I mean, wouldn't it just be easier just to birth a child and take them through MK Ultra and there voila, there you go.
Uh,
Well, maybe they're after specific genetics.
Why?
You know,
I don't
But
know. These people keep playing with evil and wonder why bad things keep happening to them. Eventually, you think they would learn to stop doing these bad things. You
you'd
know?
think.
what, 4,000 years? Sorry, 6,000 years wasn't enough for them, right?
Good grief, I don't know what to say. Yeah, no, apparently not. We're just on a wheel. We just keep going over and over again.
Yep.
No
Next
kidding.
war.
No kidding. I hope I'm not miss. Oh, Trey, want to say hello to everybody.
Hi, Trey.
I'm gonna go and get a new drink. I'll be
All right.
back.
Are we not already
It'll-
cloning a lot? Go ahead.
Well, somebody say something.
Go ahead.
I think it's just the Georgia lag. Just
Oh, go
happens.
Go ahead, Georgia.
No, go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, are we not already cloning a whole bunch of stuff in this? I'll call it the realm. You know, cloning plants, cloning animals. You know, the acceleration of a cloning of horses. I know they've talked about it where they've accelerated their reproduction, and so that's why some of them are going crazy because they're no longer waiting to a certain age before they start thinking of, you know, sexually or wanting to reproduce. So we could be interfering with things, but we also do the same thing with clouds. So I can't see why it would be any difference with humans spending a lot of
Oh
resources.
yeah, yeah. I think we've turned as humans. Yeah, we've tarnished about anything you could tarnish. Yeah, from the sky to the ground to some degree.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't even say cloning anymore. They just say genetically modified. Yeah, we genetically modified it. Don't worry.
All
Oh,
bananas that we eat are clones.
You know, I do a lot of gardening. Uh, I forget the particular article, but there's been many of them in the last 100 years. We've lost like 96% of our seed varieties. Um, unless they got them tucked away somewhere in a secret vault, these is stuff that we just won't see grow anymore.
Mhm.
Have to go back to the wild plants and cultivate them from there.
But even that too, Max, at that point, if we're manipulating our environment with this technology, whether we call it Wi-Fi, electricity, or radio frequencies, we're going to actually interfere with the airwaves for the insects communicating with the plants and vice versa. So there's a lot of manipulation going on. Some of it we just don't see. Other
Mhm.
things we will see. So part of
We're
the
definitely seeing it in real time.
Mhm.
Especially you mentioned the energy. Just think about uh 50 years ago. Yeah, we had energy and stuff to a certain degree, but we didn't have all these smart devices, smartphones, tablets, TVs, games. You know what I mean? You think about all that extra electronical field that creates that you don't see, but it's definitely interfering with something.
Yeah. Well, every square meter of space now, every square meter of the Earth is supposed to have around 10 milliwatts of power. Right now, it's got around 1,000 or 2,000, depending on where you are. That's a lot of energy, a lot more energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess you
We're-
can't really create it or destroy it. I guess it's just being reharnessed or
It's being
diverted from
remolded.
somewhere or something.
Remolded.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's becoming dirty noise. It's not. It's no longer chi.
Smaller. Yeah.
You know, it'd be different. Like, you know, I heard you guys talking earlier about YouTube. You got hundreds of people that are participating behind YouTube, and there's the individual person that runs the channel. It's not a fair comparison. No different people that write a book. There's hundreds of people behind it. If there is, we'll call them God, source, whatever. If they've worked for eons on this, then all of a sudden humans working in very small numbers, they will be doing more damage to our environment. But that's just part of the progression. Now, I value the concept we're in a different age. So this is actually a progression at this point. You know, so there has to be a death of something. And with all this technology, something has to give. And that's usually the human part. You know, where a lot of our disease, cancer cells being activated is because of our environment.
Exactly.
What do you do at that point, Max? Do you actually say, okay, everybody give up all your technology, get rid of all those planes that affect the airwaves, the boats, the submarines? Do you get rid of all of that? Or do you just go the other way and say, listen, humans need to go?
No, there's a lot of different technologies, peer-to-peer technology, things like that. But one of the biggest effects is like Western countries we use 600 times more energy to transmit than China does, and they have just as good reception. So we're actually overusing energy wastefully and damaging. Well, I guess it's profitable to the medical industry, though.
It is, but you also have to factor in hemispheres. There's a reason why they do it more in the western opposed to the eastern part. Again, this is when people start understanding the luminaries.
Yep.
All this stuff has been predicted. They're not doing the reset because they decide they want to do it. No, they've been reading the luminaries, and they realize as it comes down closer to Earth, is where we use the concept of time, it occurs. Those wars have already been predicted. That's why they're called signs. This is why people that are farmers, hunters, playing with currency, the ones that used to understand, when do I plant my seed? Well, what season is it? Do you want to plant tomatoes this season? Do you want to plant cucumbers this season? Outside of just the material part, understanding the soil. So that all plays a role in all of this. So this technology was designed for this age. It's an air technology at the expense of the human part. That's why they keep talking about transhumanism and metaphysical. They know something. The rest of us are too busy being consciously ignorant.
Yeah,
When
they
you
call it
wake
the
up-
information age, right? So
Yes, it is. It is there. It's not the golden age. It's not about wisdom and understanding. It's about knowledge. I'm just
the
aware
power
of it.
that comes with that.
Yeah, well, it does to a certain point, Max. But unfortunately,
Well, it does. If you can limit knowledge, you have a lot of power.
knowledge is still the child to wisdom and understanding. You can know of things, doesn't mean you understand it, let alone know how to apply
Yep.
to
I was
discernment.
thinking that I can know of a subject, but same thing.
It's just a skip above belief systems.
Yeah.
This is why when you look at the tree of life, where's knowledge? That's just about spiritual material stuff. The unknown manifesting itself into the known. So when people look at the luminaries, that's the unknown. How are they aligned? Because it's going to eventually manifest itself in the ages into this physical realm. Hence the word manifest. That's the mind. But most of us have been so indoctrinated, they don't even realize the language we use is a form of indoctrination. How does that affect this realm when we speak? And depending on what language you're speaking. So,
Yeah. We're so far gone down that alley. That's true.
true.
Yeah, with one spark, humanity can change, though. We have that capability.
It's read in the science, Max. It's already predicted in the luminaries. This is not something where people say, well, we're going to change it. Change is constant.
Well, change is going to happen, yeah.
The death card is just basically a transformation from
But
one
who
life
makes
to
the change, right? Because change can be guided.
well,
The age of knowing could be the age of the computer, or it could be the age of the third eye.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that, Max, yeah. But again, can we change air? Can you change the four winds? Can you change those two luminaries up there? Can you change thoughts? You could probably, but are they yours at that point? Again, this is
I
where
don't think we should change them. You should work with them.
Yes, that's where you start becoming aware of those things. Be the observer, be the witness of it, and then you can manifest it and apply it in a physical sense. Outside of that, most of us have already been programmed. We're going to be using our masculine energy opposed to the feminine energy. Again, most people are already thinking, but I got to do something. No, this is about being at this point. Just go inwards. That's why when people go into that sleepy state, that's where you're in silence and stillness. That's the subconscious now. The conscious mind is where most people are ignorant. They're using their senses and forgetting the senses could easily be misled. Are thoughts something you can pick up with your thoughts, with your eyes? We'll use words like, I see a tree. I said, do you really see a tree, or do you just see something we call an object, and we give it a classification called tree? Where do you see the word?
Scotty.
Go ahead.
Hi, Chloe.
You know, I was on a panel last week, and this guy came up with kind of a good idea. You know how we can see all the chats connected here on StreamYard, but each chat can't see each other? He said YouTube should be able to combine them. Do you think that would be a possibility where everybody sees everybody in both 2, 3, whatever chats you have running? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they did that. Yeah, it's only us that can see all the chats. That's right.
Yeah, the hosts and the panel can, but in each individual channel, the members can't.
Yeah, yeah, and he was saying, like I'm doing now, I'm trying to integrate the chat, a little bit here. But anyway, it was just thought. I thought it was a good idea.
Oh, I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
Yeah. Maybe the AI algorithm will pick up this conversation, and who knows?
A lot of it is probably done in private platforms. In this case, AI is only revealing what we display publicly, especially when they start rolling out the digital currency with credit system. People will probably all be kind of pissed off when they realize what you've been saying or typing down might be used against you.
Pretty much. But that whole social thing is so close. It's unfortunate.
Is it? We've been doing it for decades. We just don't see it,
Oh yeah. No, we do. You're right. No, we have a credit score system. We have credit card. Yeah. No, it's all. It's
Gets
all.
you comfortable with the idea. They just can't hit you with it overnight. It's that slow grind.
But I think what will change is the consequences. Now if you don't pay your credit card bill, this, that usually financially happens. Maybe they want to up the ante to saying, well, now you can't shop at this store anymore. You can only shop over here until you get a better credit score.
Yep.
Something.
Well, they're doing that in certain parts of Asia right now. So again, they're doing a bunch of things. They're also moving their empire. Yeah, they're moving their empire. The empire is no longer in America. They've already crashed the economy there. So again, this is how Rome and England, hence why they went from Rome to Yorkshire, England to New York. Once they blew up the two towers, they're basically telling all their friends it started. We'll entertain the masses. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I totally felt that 9/11 was just, the pulling down the curtain and saying, here we are. We're starting to change. Everybody's idea of what reality was.
2001, and then in 2005, when they valued American currency at 9 cents to the dollar. Now you understand why 2008 they did a bailout and why the Federal Reserve started using Russian ruble and Chinese yuan to finance America for the last 20 years. So then on top of that, their currency becomes devalued. Now let's put them on the gold standard. The Americans are too busy, no offense to the Americans, thinking we got guns to say, have you fasted for more than 12 days or maybe 14 days? No. So when they fly drones over top of you and say, listen, you bring all your guns and your foreign bullets to the FEMA camps, will gladly feed you. They understand 2 weeks. Why? Because they don't want gangs to start taking over at that point. This is why the people are the walking dead. Most people don't realize how the system really works. And even if they did, what could we do about it? Unless you're going to join a club. And even that, most club members don't know what the other clubs are doing. Again, this is information that's downloaded. Once people start getting into that state, you realize, okay, so what's my intention? No, don't feel the need to do something.
Try and organize. You'll be called a right-wing extremist and a terrorist.
They'll probably be entertained, Max, because it's usually the issue's not the few, it's the masses. The masses are too busy not realizing how big the indoctrination really works, and they keep teaching their kids over and over again the same stuff, but they don't teach them to question things. And thoughts are things. We don't have to speak. These are thoughts. And when you have those thoughts, you start downloading information. Now, that might be tough for a lot of folks because they're still caught up in the physical. They honestly think they're the vessel still. And that only works that's why the birth certificate only works if you think you're the vessel. You know, it's a simple question. Who runs your body when you're asleep? Who runs it right now? It's not you guys. It's not that thing called the program self.
No, I always call it the person running the camera behind me.
Well done.
Whatever
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah,
How
it
I
could be.
feel.
No, this is
How
where
I
the
feel.
subconscious, it's better to take information through the subconscious than the conscious mind. Because the conscious mind is just the ongoing program. It's like talking to Siri. I said, I want to talk to the hard drive. I don't want to talk to the ongoing program. And Siri, are you the program? I mean, sorry, are you the vessel, the computer? No. Are you the Wi-Fi that goes to you? No. So then that's how we are. Now, are we something beyond all of that? This is why they try to distract us. Now, I'm going to tell people you should entertain those ideas. I can't say for sure. You know, that's where people want to understand things. I said, so when you think those two objects in the sky are material, they could be images, as far as I'm concerned. And how would that serve if they are material? Especially when we can't have any device that can stay up that long. Maybe an air balloon can go stay up a little bit long, but not that long.
That's why ultimately me, as a person, I'm okay not knowing some things.
Mhm.
That's one more thing I got to worry about, you know?
If you choose to worry about it. Sure. But if you're the kind of person that just likes to observe it, take it for what it is, and realize I'm
Well,
okay with that information, take it for what it is.
maybe somebody out there that thinks it's made of cheese, you know? Hey, that's their belief,
That's true.
you know?
That's
They
true.
believe that strong enough, it's reality to them, to somebody.
It's like some
Okay.
people, they figure I can't run under nine seconds, so people are going to still try to run so they can at least do under 10 seconds. You can't deprive them of that. And even the ones that really wish they could do run that fast, they can't. So again, it's each their own. You know, whatever you want to pursue, you might make it happen. But then again, the question would be, how will the rest of us understand that then?
Just got to have self-understanding and truth
Mhm.
individually. I think ultimately that would just radiate far enough that you ain't got to reach 1,000 people or 100 people. You just reach one person, maybe, you know?
Which is you, which is right. Yep. That's the concept of Eye of the Beholder, Plato's cave. Because you never really live out there unless you're like, like Max, you can maybe do some remote viewing, but then that opens the question, who's actually doing the remote viewing? Because the vessel's still there. So then what's leaving that vessel to do all that other stuff? You know, the rest of us, we're precariously living through these eyes. But I have the illusion that I'm going into a car and going somewhere else, but I'm still in the vessel the whole time. I never leave it, to my awareness.
Maybe when you sleep.
Yep. But then when those people are in that conscious state and say, well, who's running the body? They'll say, well, that's me. I said, okay, who's me now? It's like a child that's looking at their dad and said, listen, where's that voice coming from? Well, it's coming from the most, but where's it coming from? That's the whys. You know, now they might not get an answer, but at least they're going to start thinking. Maybe, I posted this, hey, I believe in a story of a guy named Socrates. I said, I don't give a shit about Socrates. What was the teachings? He no longer exists. Even if he did exist, how does that serve me? But again, we like to parade saying, I know Jesus, Socrates, Joan of Arc, Alexander. Fuck it, that's only a belief system could work at that point. But if you got to know them, now you know knowledge. Well, what is the discernment? What did they stand for? Was he a pedophile? Was he an idiot? Was he a guy that knew how to do magic? That's part of the indoctrination again, because people don't know enough to have those kind of inquiries. Now that maybe that's not their design. It goes back to the guy that can run a certain thing, or a person can jump a certain height. Not everybody's designed to do that. Not everybody can actually understand what to do Reiki, or in this case, do what maybe Max does.
You mean I can't be an NBA basketball player?
You can if you want. You pay enough money and you can be on a court when nobody else is there. Sure, I guess.
Okay.
I'm a
I'll endorse you. That's right.
56-year-old
Oh,
white
man.
man who can't jump. Yeah, that'll be good.
Oh, and just like I was talking to Bruce, I'd love to play jazz.
There you go.
But yeah.
Hmm.
Just a hard rock and roll girl. Hi. Hey, lie to me. I haven't seen you in a while.
Lie to me.
Hold on.
Voice print enter. Oh my God. Yeah, two-step authentication, and yeah,
Yeah.
they're really getting. Banks are asking for that now. Two-step authentication.
Yeah, they'll scan your iris or
Yeah.
check your breath. I don't know. You know, it's just really they're just tiptoeing right down that aisle. That's why I said, and I think some of it's going to come soon, because financially we're all not doing very good. No matter where you're at, I think right now.
But would the digital system even work if we didn't actually willingly take all the cell phones and computers and all that? It's like transhumanism is an easy sell. If they start explaining exactly what transhuman is, you're not going to age, you're not going to die, you're not going to have to worry about your parents dying. It's an easy sell. Same with this technology. Digital only works if we all buy their phones, have a computer. That's the system. It's always fun when you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, didn't the Bible say something about, those who could not die? They were, in anguish. They wanted to die, but they couldn't. Just wonder.
Yeah.
We're heading.
Right now, they can digitally make you smarter, stronger, faster.
Yes, with that patch. They got patches.
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah.
Ready
You
Player
plug
One,
in.
what upgrade do you want?
Yeah, it's around $28 a patch, but you can buy a month's supply for $100 or $120, and you can be stronger, smarter, or faster. I suppose you have to pick. So, then if you want to be all three things, you have to pay $300 a month.
Okay, $300 package.
Yeah,
Probably coming to a Dollar Tree near you.
yeah. I've been looking for them in gas stations.
Yeah, 7-Eleven somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know they're going to be around somewhere.
So we become smarter and maybe clever, but do we become wise from it?
Well, it's actually called Super Patch, but yeah, it's supposed to help increase your learning by up to 30. I think it was 30% on learning, somewhere around there. So if you were to take the Super Patch and then start studying, they have things that can improve memory as well.
So they're going to elevate their conscious part,
Yeah.
self, opposed to the subconscious. Okay, well, that's a downgrade actually, personally, but carry on.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, good one, Pamela Jean. A voice ID for voting. Oh, ouch. That's good. I was going to also say with Lie to Me, yes. Well, this ties in, with Max Vision talking about how, we're basically nodes and we're already tied into our MAC address.
Yeah.
It's your
They already
little
know who you
license
are.
plate. Yeah,
They already know who you are.
they know more about you than you do, and it's really sad. It's like, but yeah, they've got us locked in. They know exactly who we are. It wouldn't take but a few, policy and rule changes, and this is how we're going to do it from now on, whatever that is. And how could we argue? They have our numbers in their bank. How, what are you supposed to say to them? Give me my numbers back.
All linked to your digital ID.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
You
you've got
can't win.
your DigiTwin. Sorry, your DigiTwin.
Can't win. It's a done deal. It came out about, what would you say? I think you started seeing stuff like this in like 1997 sci-fi movies. Yep, it's here.
Yeah.
I always say they always go about 20, 25 years. What you're seeing now, yep, it's going to be around.
Yeah,
So
if the powers that be would use this technology responsibly, we could accept an ID of some sort, but because they have to ram it through nefariously and try to trick us, that doesn't bode well.
So I'm going to ask a question. Sorry, Mr. Max. Do you think or feel you're the thoughts that you use?
Say that again.
Do you think you're the thoughts that you use?
Do I think I'm the thoughts that I use?
You're using thinking and feeling, but the thoughts.
Right.
When you have a thought, Okay, when a baby's born, they have to be conditioned. So those thoughts, are they yours? Because if they're not yours, where are memories in there? You're forming attachment. That's the only way they get you. That's why it's called soul data. That information stays here. Who we truly are aren't those things. So if you think you're the vessel, they're going to catch you with the birth certificate. If you think you're those memories, they've got
Well,
you.
I don't think we're those memories. We actually are, after we leave, are an impression of those memories, in my belief.
Okay.
An energetic impression of them. Not necessarily the memories themselves, although those can be accessed, but there's a melding of the physical and the spiritual. This is where we grow, so this is where we experience and have challenges. So
What are we experiencing more in the physical or in actually the unknown, such as symbols, words? Each word has its own experience. Same with
Mhm.
emotions. You're expressing them, but you're not actually seeing what's called anger. You're expressing it.
well, you see it in the physical expression of somebody beating somebody up, or
You're seeing it, yes, Max, you're seeing it in a lower version of it. So then you're going to do all the acts. And then you're going to have a script with it. Then you're going to
well, it's
express
still
it.
energy, whether it's it's an energetic movement or an energetic thought. It's still all energy.
And things like air, it's energy and it shapeshifts all the time. So do
Mhm.
we.
Yeah.
So do we. This is why we're called living beings in many forms. Now, people forget that animals have living beings. That's why you honor them before you remove them. So you want the flesh, because the body needs the flesh. Most people are going to spend most of their lifespan working and feeding a vessel that's not them. They won't question it. If anything else, they'll defend it or attack it, or they'll use dumbed down versions and they'll say, okay, well, I went to school to learn what? Did you, like a child
The
outside
body
of
is
school?
conscious, and it really appreciates the job I've done so far. So
Yes, I'm with you, Max, but I'm talking more of in a general statement. Yes, there's people that have the ability to have body consciousness. They can literally use their body as a pendulum and communicate with it. Hence AI. That is AI. What they're talking about is programs that go inside of AIs. I'm with you, Max. I'm with you.
yeah, we can be programmed as well too. So
Mhm.
just our physical thoughts. Don't know if those are permanent though. I don't know if the overriding field of our memory would override the physical changes that they do electrically or not.
Yeah.
I wondered about that. If they changed your memories, would they return eventually? I don't know. Hi Morgan. Good to see you. Hi Pamela Jean.
Yeah, a lot of people have stepped in. We've got Morgan, we've got Indie Groove, Pamela
Hey Andy.
Jean, Lie to Me, um, Scotty Boy. You're so funny. Trey, I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up with you all verbally here. Oh, I think I got a delivery too. Yes, the dogs are going crazy. I'll be back in a second. Oh, yeah, they are.
I've been watching your clown show down there in the States, the Biden thing. I love the unfolding of the whole story. It's
Man, I try to follow it as little as
it's
possible.
quite a production. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, you got something, I mean, just things that are just staged and stuff like that to certain degrees, man. It's just, you don't even really follow it. You just watch it unfold.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
For me, it's like this is like popcorn at the movie theaters. Let's watch the clown show again.
Follow it, but some people just get so consumed by it that, man,
All part of the show. They use the. Some people had mentioned planetary alignments. They like to use those in these times as well. Do their little rituals and stuff.
well, I imagine if there's people out there that's doing things like that, they would definitely need to pull some energy from somewhere. Something would have to happen.
I just wanted to let everyone know, yes, there's a live stream link over on my channel if anyone wants to come up. Be wonderful.
Yeah, the theater turns.
Did-
Turns out he was trained by the FBI.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I probably really threw the storyline where everyone was talking.
No, you're fine. We were just
good.
talking about the clown show.
Oh, oh my gosh! It is
And
just amazing.
every day is something new, some new
Mhm.
story. Like, how can you can't even make this stuff up?
Yep. Well, it keeps us seeing. Now we're all swinging right. We're all swinging to the right.
Chasing another dream. That's what.
So that's good. Keep us swinging right and left. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Chasing dreams for 4
we'll
years.
never take that center road, right?
Or something. Or if somebody needs to take the road, the road out of town,
Yeah.
tarred and feathered as far as I'm concerned.
See, and with AI, artificial intelligence, self-governance is something we could do.
Back to that community, yes. I think we
Yep.
just need to reel it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop letting it loose on the internet and, letting people use it for weird things. And
Yeah. Well, even governments, I think we need to reel it in.
oh, yeah.
Why do we need someone that's hundreds and thousands of miles away from us running the show? They'll never meet you. They don't know what, I mean, no, it's off. Something's wrong there. Yeah, reel it in.
Well, they started the whole centralization thing back in the 80s, right? Oh, interesting thing. You guys know how everybody's on just in time shipping? Yeah. Walmart's building warehouses. So they're getting ready for their next pandemic, I think.
I try to avoid Wally World at all costs.
Me too. I just happened to walk by it, and my wife watches these things. So
Yeah, they're also doing a major grocery sell-off from one
Definitely
major.
not anything edible.
Yeah, they're from Kroger down here to C&S, I think it's called.
Yeah, we have
Big,
Kroger here.
yes. I think they run. I know they said they run Piggly Wigglies and maybe Publix. Anyway, they're taking over, and I found the timing interesting because here they have actually 3 stores out of 5. 3 stores are going to do this shift, and I don't think all 3 will survive. I think, you know what I mean?
What are they supposed to
Downsizing.
be shifting or move? What are they doing?
Well, they'll totally go to a whole new company. But yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Hold on. I've got to do this and then this. Hey.
hi, Indy.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that we were going to warehouses for Walmart. I don't see any other stores doing it. So, I guess they don't believe in just-in-time shipping anymore.
Yeah, they do that here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. 3 stores are going to be. It's a small town, so that's a lot. Anyway,
Yeah. Do you have any warehousing in your area?
no. No, because we would, if we did, we would be competing with Las Vegas, and we can't. They've got the population to support warehousing jobs, and yeah, this is a drive-through city, like a
Yeah, you guys will
flyover
get left out.
town. It's a drive.
Yeah.
Huh?
You guys will
What's
get
that?
left out.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You know, in a way, I mean, you know, there's pros and cons to everything like that. But I mean, we're happy. We're not complaining. But yeah, we're just watching. I'm just watching the pulse of the chaos. That's all.
Yeah, that's a part. I think that's part of the drive to get you into the cities, because that'll be where the food is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the FEMA camps, you mean? No, what he said earlier just totally made sense with that. Yeah, no, desperate people do desperate things, and
Yep.
mhm.
Public service announcement: FEMA is on your side. They have your best intentions in mind.
Yeah, and hey, especially if they have children, yes, they're going to go to food and shelter.
Yeah.
It's just common sense if there is such a thing. If shit hits the fan, I mean, it's going to get bad in your bigger cities first. You know, it's going to be bad everywhere for some people, for a lot of people, but that's just going to be your epicenters of chaos.
Yeah, I don't think there'll ever be starvation in like the areas that, like the big cities that I'm in, like in Canada, because most of them are surrounded with farm area.
Yeah.
So we've got farms everywhere. It's not really a big issue for food. That'll affect the third world, and they'll come swarming over, like they have been pretty much, along with the
What I don't grow myself or get from the land or the dirt that I'm on, yeah, try to get as locally as possible.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care at that point. I'll pay a few more dollars, you know.
Yeah, I buy
Quality.
local eggs. I buy local produce,
Yeah.
local eggs. My eggs are grown in a lady's backyard. But they have disco balls, and they like Mozart, apparently. So,
Ooh,
yeah, fancy chickens. I don't know why they love disco balls, apparently.
oh, bright shiny objects.
Yeah, and the lights flashing, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know much about.
I'm not a
chickens.
chicken, so yeah.
I have no idea.
You got the land, get some chickens, rabbits, grow your garden.
Yeah.
We're trying. We are trying to grow here.
You know, it's different everywhere. Climate,
Yeah.
zoning, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really arid where G is, so
I mean, I'm right on the river, so I mean, you pretty much put it in the dirt, it's gonna grow.
So you can go 30, 40 days without food. You could probably go 3 to 4 days without water. How long can you go without air? Especially when it's polluted. You can live up north, whatever you want. They start actually manipulating like they can with the
Oh, yeah.
airwaves. Then at that point, you're thinking, you know, who really runs the show? Governments are low middle management. You know, corporations such as McDonald's, did they have to worry about country borders? No. Walmart, do they have to worry about it? No. Amazon? No. So when people are too busy bitching and complaining about the government, you're down the hallway in the custodian room complaining about something where it has nothing to do with them. So again, we're in an age of air. So if that could be manipulated, forget about food and water. You know, because you can go a little bit longer without, you know, food for sure. But water, okay, I get it 3 or 4 days, and it has to be somewhat clean water. But that air, if that gets polluted, short period of time. And at that point, they can easily herd you into the major cities.
Yeah.
All that land mass here in Canada, Max is already owned and ruled by wealthy families a long time ago. they just change over hands when they say, okay, Bill Gates, you can buy some. Or when they did the marijuana illegalizing in Canada, all the other page that was attached to that document, that means the Indians can bypass their chiefs and sell their lands to other people.
Yep,
Whoever's
that's
playing
how
this
you get
game,
it.
yeah, whoever's playing this game, they're not thinking individual, they're thinking groups, and they're probably our own, getting paid a lot of money, not realizing how one industry works with another industry. You got to play chess, not worrying about the outcome. You got to just play the game for what it is. And once you understand how to play chess without the outcome, you can play many games. It's like voting. Why would you vote? Just observe it for what it is. Once you pick a side, you've actually harmed yourself.
You know, you put yourself in battle at that point.
Yeah. Even talking about it, so we're really giving way too much energy to it.
Yeah.
It's more distraction. So let me look at some of their puppets, and they're going to read from a script that they're told to read. So when they say we're here to represent the people, they're not talking about you. We're handing down a budget. Why are they saying that? Why is countries always in deficit? If you're going to start studying about the American, Canadian policies, you better understand how the United States runs all those countries. People are talking nationalism when they've been talking globalism for, decades, not longer.
I thought it was the British Empire.
It's a Roman
All the
Empire, actually.
isms.
Yeah, it goes
It
way
is.
They give you all the isms.
Yeah, that's true. You go with all the isms.
Yeah.
Hit you with every ism to keep you divided, focused, whatever it may be. The truth,
Yeah.
the goal, the finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. The agreement was the City of London Bank, the money, Washington, D.C., the muscle, and the City of Rome, the Vatican. The three, they run something here
Mhm.
that way and have
Well,
for
let me-
hundreds of years. Yeah.
Can I ask a stupid question though? Like, why is the motive destruction? You know what I mean? Like, I think if any of us were one of these elites and we had like unbelievable resources and influence and power, why is there not a positive agenda? Why is it all negative? You know what I mean? Like, you can sell me the idea that 15-minute cities is a positive idea if you're telling me about the nuances and the conveniences and all. But then they're going to turn around and poison everybody, like in 2021. And so I struggle. That's the one thing I just cannot, for the life of me, without getting biblical about it. Why the evil motive? Because you would think if one person, if Elon Musk actually stood up and said, you know what, I got billions and billions of dollars, I'm gonna feed and clothe the homeless. I mean, he would be a hero throughout all the history books. You know what I mean? A real hero, admirable. He would actually embody those qualities. But no, they're all slithery, slimy liars. I just don't get it, bro. Like, without getting biblical.
I don't get it either.
It's everything you thought it was, and then some. It's whatever path you want to take it. This is something that's been going on just long before we was even thought of, and long after we'll be gone from here.
Right.
You know? I mean, you could say it's biblical, whatever your religion is. You can't deny ultimately that something spiritual. You know.
But right, and even in the spiritual community, we talk about high vibe, right? And love being the highest vibration and keep your vibe up and stay positive, all these good things. And to our credit, we go a long way with that in this dark environment that we walk around in. But these people doing these things, do they just not know that? Do they not know anything about the high vibe and how that feels way better than being a slimy, con artist? So I just, even the middle managers, right? We talk about these groups, the Freemasons and whatever. I mean, it would just be so easy. Everything is so negative and dark. It would be so easy to be the hero of the world. Do one thing positive. And they don't. They never, even California with the homeless. Now you got the governor over there talking about he's going to clean out all the homeless encampments or whatever they call them. But he has no plan. Like they're just moving them around. Like fix the problem, dude. You'll be, a hero the rest of your life. But they don't. It's just weird, or I don't get it. I don't get the motive.
No, the future is not human, is what they seem to plan. So,
Yeah, so you'd have to think. Then they can't be human then. Maybe they are reptiles, dude. I mean,
yeah. Well, a lot of them believe they're going to transfer their consciousness. It's like a religion to them, apparently. That they're going to transfer their consciousness into the machine and live forever.
Oh,
Have AI bodies, or transfer their
was-
consciousness into a new body. That it's the forever dream.
I was just thinking about that cult that thought that they were going to, they all committed suicide and thought they were going to transfer to some spaceship traveling with
Heaven's
Hellbop.
Gate.
Yeah.
Heaven's Gate, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I've actually, when I was coming up here to join the panel, the one thought I've had over the past couple of days, I mentioned it in another little stream, but it's like we really do live in like Jonestown. It's like the world has become Jonestown.
Rush to get that Kool-Aid in your arm.
Yeah, dude. And everybody's defending the guy telling them to do it. He loves us. It's just weird, man.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Jim Jones and Fauci, there's something similar there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the human mind is an interesting thing, You could just, I don't know, trick that many people, take them halfway across the world. So this is how it's going to be. And you're going to love it. And you're
And
not
they-
going to question it. And you're going to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and they're not new at this too. Like Gates's grandfather was into this. All these people, their
It's
parents were all into this stuff. Like it's
constant
it's
studying
not
of the
new.
human mind, the psyche, I guess, in a way. Can't duplicate the soul or the essence, I guess, man-made, how we would think it to be. But you definitely can alter it, study it.
Okay, a better way to say what I said a while ago. We know the expression, it's easier to catch flies with honey than shit, or whatever, however the saying goes. It's like, I noticed in the Trump speech that he gave at the RNC, and then Netanyahu, of the little pieces I saw him speaking at the at Congress last night. And you notice this with these people. They always have to, when they tell stories and they're giving us these instances or these examples of how bad it is, like with immigration, Trump went on for 20 minutes, story after story of, literally women getting raped and just the most, like, I don't want to think about that, but it's like they purposely talk about these kind of things. And Netanyahu, same thing. Oh, they murdering babies and raping the women. It's like, bruh, how about you motivate us with some love? Why don't you say, you know what? We'll give them a sweet deal. Yeah, we want their land. We're not going to lie. So we're going to give them, this island over here that's a tropical paradise or something, bro. It's just like everything is negative. Huh.
That's why I don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I see it coming through the timelines, but man, most of that stuff that I can't watch more than about 30 seconds, 45 seconds tops. It's pure insanity.
That's repulsive, man.
I acknowledge that it's happening. But yeah, some of that stuff is just pure insanity at this point. But insanity it sells, I guess it's selling.
Yeah, it does. It sways the masses. That's why it kind of is important to watch, or at least keep an eye on. You don't have to really watch it, but you can keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Dodge the vibe of it
Yeah.
all. Once you recognize it for what it is, propaganda to, the fear factor, Yeah, I mute it like with the commercials. You know, oh, I see the BS, beep, you know, and just wait till something more true comes around.
Yeah, it's like even the tone of their voice is enough for me. It's just I don't even
Oh
care
yeah.
what they're saying. Just the way they're saying it is like Joe Biden with his whispering and shit. You know when he does that, oh yeah, he gets in that voice. It's like nah, dude.
Yeah,
Creepy uncle voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get way too close to you and speak right in your ear, and you're gonna feel my breath on your ear. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, as I
Stop
smell
that.
your hair.
Yeah, stop
There
that.
you go, man. It could be his audio stunt double.
Yeah, that the other night when he was giving his whatever farewell thing, I wasn't convinced that was the same Biden I saw in the debate. I'm just
Well,
saying.
there was a recent video somebody put through an analysis, and it's like 99% guaranteed
Him.
it was computer generated.
Oh, is that what I was
That's why he was so
oh,
cognizant, walking spryly.
yeah, and his
He
words,
Yeah.
yeah.
didn't slur any words.
Nope.
Ah,
Not
My
since
wife was
Saturday.
really proud of him. She came out and told me. Unfortunately, I had to tell her, yeah, I just saw a video where they analyzed it, and it was
I didn't
AI,
even
most
think
likely.
CG. Of course. Ah, man, at
Yeah,
every
I'm
turn.
fully in the CGI fake video camp at this point because
Yeah, especially if, he goes from slurring his words, barely able to step up a stair, to spry, cognizant, not slurring a word at all, getting everything on point. No, not reading from a teleprompter. You know,
No, these are the best and the brightest, though. These are the shining stars.
sharpest guy
These
I
are the
know.
leaders. Yeah, he's the smartest guy he knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
so then going back to I think,
Oh, you're
all these
roboting.
things. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know what the about it.
Try again.
Or is it bad?
Just have to start again a little slower.
Okay.
Good.
I was talking about motive. Shit. Where was I going with that? Oh, well, basically the idea that this is all becoming so obvious to even the most NPC on some level. They're making it so obvious that it's like, is the point to wake us up, spiritual, elevation of the masses, or is it just to torture people psychologically? Like,
It's however you want to perceive it.
yeah,
You know, bad things are always going to happen. You know, I mean, you just can't let it torture you. You got to try your best to avoid it, whatever it may be.
well, yeah, I do, but
Yeah.
like, I got background in psychology, so in university, so I know what they know, and I know what they're doing. Really, I kind of, I'm pretty sure I know. And
There's
How
the
to be
all-out
dangerous
attack
and
on the
nefarious.
pineal gland and our, connection with each other socially on every level, really. Divide and conquer on all levels, isn't it? But the chemical attack on our pineal, that's important for me. I was looking forward to the age of knowing because our pineals would be open. But, if it's going to be the age of digital information and they're closing down the pineal with chemicals and other shit, it's
yeah,
not
they
the
have
age
to
I
know
want.
something we don't know as far as the future timeline is concerned, and not want that to happen for some reason.
Well, everything's happening with what do they call them? Data breaches, cybersecurity breaches. That's all it is now. And what was it, last Friday? You had all the
You're off the hook.
Microsoft outages, and everybody just went nuts. Airports backing up. People couldn't get in banks, supposedly. Hospitals. I mean, if you put a value on that monetarily,
Hmm.
I mean, you're talking about it's still ongoing.
Yeah. Shutting down commerce like that costs a lot of money to people.
In that
Well, and
system.
it creates this industry of quote cybersecurity that is huge now and has been growing for a while. That really shouldn't exist because I've already been told multiple times everything I do online, don't expect privacy. They've already told me my emails and everything else. So I don't operate it with this false idea that I have privacy, right? So what do we need all this cybersecurity for?
Not at all. They know exactly where you are right now. They know your keystrokes. They know your mouth movements. They can decipher what you say. You know, there's no need for it. They know where every human being, animal, and plant is on the planet. It's all marked, digitized, and in the computer, and being followed and tracked constantly. There's nowhere to go.
I'll give you this freedom, but just make sure you carry around these digital devices at all times with you.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're at, where you're going. Take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, what that does is it offers the into the body. That they use that to get into the human body through Bluetooth, wireless, Wi-Fi. They use a couple of other types of communications, but they want that on you so they can get into your body. Otherwise, they have to use somebody else's device, and you know that kind of jams up the system.
No. Anytime you gain, like I said, anytime you gain something, you lose something. Convenience and conforming, you know, it's a real thin line between those type of things.
Yeah, up here you can't really do much. You can't get employed pretty much without a digital phone. It's very difficult.
Obviously, we're in it all in some type of degree. We're not immune to it. We're on here on the interwebs talking right now,
Oh yeah.
conversing, communicating. So
The best I can do is
mean-
turn my phone off, you know, most of the time, limit the computer. That's about it, you
it's
know. Hi, Queen Peachy.
it's like I see these videos, people, not everybody, but some people, you know, they say they're off grid. And then you're going out there and then they got all type of stuff, you know, that's not really truly off grid.
Yeah, my buddy's got the quote unquote off grid life. He's got generators and solar panels but yeah, it's all just to drive technology. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They work, but you know.
I mean, if your goal is to live without having bills, then you can buy all that shit up front. And well, the problem is a lot of that shit is made in China and it's not lasting as long as it's supposed to. But you know, off grid, and we
Right,
see where the
last resort.
financial system is. Yeah.
And Mr. Obvious last resort.
I know and seen people that's did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially like up in North Carolina, Virginia, in the mountains. There's people up there in the mountains that just stay to themselves. But you don't go bother them either. They lived out there their whole life. So, I mean, ultimately, you're never immune to whatever the system is, whatever name you call it.
Yeah, they're still being bombarded with radiation and pollution, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know.
Even if I grow every vegetable and herb that I want to do, I do it all naturally, no chemicals. I don't have no personal control about what's in the rain or what comes down, you know?
Right.
So even then, yeah, I'm growing.
You can do it in greenhouse and kind
Can't
of.
control the air.
Yeah, you can control the water a little better, and maybe filter the air if you want.
Yeah.
That's
I can
huge
filter my
expense.
water, yeah. But yeah.
You know. And I suppose you could set up like a little biosphere, eh?
Yeah, you end up kind of adjusting to the elements. That's for sure. Hey, but we are getting squash.
Are you?
Yeah,
Nice.
we're eating our squash right now. Yeah, we are.
Right on.
Yeah.
What kind of
Pretty proud
squash?
that. Well, it was supposed to just be a standard long squash,
Okay.
but but
What
around
color?
here,
Ye-
it's a light green, and the local growers say the bees will cross pollinate with things like zucchini and yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yes, so it's kind of a zucchini squash.
Oh, okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's great, fried, steamed,
Hmm.
yeah, wherever you want it.
Put some brown sugar on there.
Brown sugar.
Oh, yeah. Brown sugar and some butter, salt, and
Uh-huh.
pepper. You'll
And fry
thank me
it.
for the rest of your life.
Really?
Yeah.
You do that with like
Yeah.
like
My
a
wife
butternut
hates squash. My wife, yeah, an acorn squash. Oh, man.
Yeah, acorn
So
squash.
good.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Now you're talking. You're
Yeah.
getting into those.
My wife,
You
my
know,
wife hated
butternut.
squash until
Yeah.
she met me. Now she loves squash.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do. Yeah,
So
all
you really
kinds.
wouldn't want to do that with like a yellow summer squash or like a
Yeah.
yellow
Spaghetti
crookneck, like I
squash.
grew down here. Yeah,
Yeah, we take it usually more savory, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll grill them, stir fry 'em.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. All
fry 'em.
kinds of any way you want it. So yeah, we've been doing pretty well. I keep saying that I'm going to take a video. I did take a video of our little project on our little. I'm not going to go into that right now.
Right, Queen
It's
Peachy?
it's that it's supposed to be a water feature, but it actually kind of looked like something you'd see in kind of a front of a small government building, really plain and not quite sure what it is, you know. Um, so yeah, we changed that out a little bit. Anyway, the things you got to do.
I think water trickling down a granite block would be really cool in my house.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got that little. I have a 19-inch. It's just not too big. 19 inches. Has four things to trickle down. Works
Yeah.
perfect for the static electricity we get
Yeah.
here. The wind just runs right across this copper. We're a copper top battery basically right here.
Hmm.
And it charges everything in your, static in your house. So, but it's gone when they do things using water. Brilliant.
You
Thank
can
you.
even eat the blossoms on the squash. You can eat those as well.
Oh yeah, using the leaves. My grandmother used to do stuff like that.
Mm.
She would.
We'll
She
put them in a salad, or it
Yeah.
ain't real healthy at that point, but you could even batter them and fry them. They taste
Mhm.
good, but
Yeah. We'll just
still
take a
frying
bite
it.
of it. You'll know if you want
Yeah.
to eat more of it or not. That's what I say. Groundhog Day.
And
I'm trying
definitely
to.
knowing what's around you, knowing what's edible around you, certain plants, stuff like that.
Yes, yes, yes. And bugs. We learned yet of another bug here. It's called a sun spider, and it looks prehistoric.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's big. They're big. Things are bigger here. It's a pretty good size, and it has like a weird front to it with fangs. It looks like a prehistoric monster. It really does, and
Yeah,
it's just
sounds
tan.
horrible.
It blends in with the dirt. You don't see it because it's like whitish tan orange or something. Yeah, but they're very good for your garden. They actually go after other not so fun bugs. Yeah.
You run into scorpions?
No, I have not yet seen a scorpion. I'm knocking on wood right
Really? You ain't even seen one there, huh?
now. Not a scorpion. I did see a tarantula. And of course, now this is the season to see quail and roadrunners. There's roadrunners here. They're crazy.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that's news from nowhere, Hinterville, Arizona.
Well, y'all were talking about chickens earlier, and my cousin next door over here is they're doing the chicken and eggs thing, and he's got turkey and quail over there also. But he's got a a breed of chickens that are black with white eyes. He called them a zombie chicken. But apparently, he said, I'm not sure if he said the eggs also, but he definitely said the meat is black. You ever
I've
heard
heard.
anything like that?
Yes, I have
Okay.
heard. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really prized in high class restaurants. Oh, we
Oh, okay.
lost Max. Hopefully he'll be
Oh,
back.
hell.
I heard of something like that. I've never seen one, but yeah.
Yeah. That's upper class. Fan. I've never eaten or seen it, but yeah, on television cooking shows they talked about it.
Yeah, he's over there trying to incubate more eggs.
Yeah, so they call it a zombie chicken.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know if I would try the meat now that I know the name of
Yeah.
the chicken.
Let somebody else try it and see what happens 20 minutes later. Give it half hour.
Well, the topic of alligators came up again somewhere, and I made a comment just in the video, kind of as a joke, but it's true. I said, we should be eating more gator. They're delicious. And I had a lot of comments of people agreeing with me and telling me about places they know that had these dishes with the gator meat. But yeah, we could be eating gator.
Bunch of alligators around here.
Yeah. I used to live by Gator Farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's around here. There you go.
Mm,
Especially
like baby Australia.
yeah, you'd think, right? Yeah, especially like the bottom in the three picture one, the bottom right, kind of tan looking orange. Yeah. We've seen several of those here. They're very good though. They go after everything else that you don't want in your yard. So maybe that's why I don't see scorpions. Maybe because
Well,
these
Yeah,
things
they
are,
are
scorpions
hideous.
here in Georgia, but they're more on the coastline. You'll
yes,
see
and
them
they're,
every now and then.
oh really? Yeah, and they're fast. Just giving you a heads up. They're fast. Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I think we have one of everything from A to Z.
Oh yeah, the East. Are you kidding? You guys talk about big bugs. Like here, I think like 2 inches, 2.5 inches, kind of something. And that's
Mosquitoes are
no.
horrible.
There, you measure them like 6 to 9 inches or something. I saw a video of a millipede that was long coming out of that area.
Oh yeah, it'll look like a baby snake coming at you.
Yes.
Then you're looking, it's a snake chasing them right behind them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Crazy bugs down there.
Yeah, we have millipedes that are probably about 4 inches long, but not those like 8, 10 inch ones.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
biggest spider we've got is like a wolf spider. They're pretty big and scary looking, but nothing like that thing.
Oh, we lost.
It doesn't get cold. It doesn't get cold or freezing.
We're Dominic Gould.
Yeah.
So none of
Hey,
those
Dominic.
eggs or larvae have time to die off or anything. They just stay dormant. And
Yeah.
we really don't have a winter here, so springtime comes, everything's waking up.
Well, I did learn recently. We have a platform here. It's called Nextdoor. Local social media. Someone was recently bit by a rattlesnake out here, and their final hospital bill was $153,000 for a rattlesnake bite.
That's insane.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Yeah. Just the venom. I read he showed the breakdown. The venom. That they shoot into you. It's an
Yeah, the antivenom, they got it dry. Yeah,
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Over my head. Okay, that cost $22,000. That shot.
I don't know how much he got paid, but I remember when I was younger, there was this guy. Can't remember his name, but it wasn't his job, but he was just crazy enough that I mean, there's a lot of snakes in the area. He would go out and look for those rattlesnakes, copperhead moccasins, stuff like that, and he would sell them to the hospital or something. I don't know if he had a license or however he did it. I was a kid then, but yeah, he'd have chests of them that he done caught. I said, "Come on, man, we got to get the hell out of here." This dude was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, I had a
Snake
friend in
King.
high school that did that. He got bit. He eventually got bit. He was collecting water moccasins.
Yeah.
No.
Some purpose. I don't know if it was hides or, like you said, hospital use or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hospital
Getting
by as many as he would catch.
Yeah, getting involved with chaos these days is expensive. That's all I gotta say. Accidental or intentional. Crazy times.
Be aware. You gotta have situational awareness. Be aware of what's going on around you at all times.
Best you can.
Yeah.
Right off the
to the
hook,
best
just
of your
pee on
ability.
it. Just pee on it. That's what Off the Hook says. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've been through that ordeal too, the Stingray. We poured cold water from the beer ice chest on it, and it was a 2-hour trip to the not so nearest hospital with a dude that was, I'm gonna die. All we had to do was pee on it. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works for scorpion bites or snake stings, or snake bites, but
No, but that's the first thing they did when he got to the hospital. He got poked, basically the back of his heel, the back of his foot area, and they said the first thing they did when he walked him in there was they put his stuck his heel in a bowl of warm water, and it was instantly no pain. That's basically the only treatment they did for it. They gave him that, and I guess he got some pain meds, but
didn't get any
Definitely avoiding that
Oxycontins and stuff.
situation.
Didn't he get a year's worth of Oxycontins? That's what they give you in Canada.
no, this was actually before that. I'm pretty sure he got Lortabs. that was the thing then. This was
Yeah.
probably 2000. No, this was like 98, 99, somewhere around there. Good old days.
Yeah. We are such an interesting society. We can measure a decade by the type of drugs that were flying through it at the time. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it true? Oh man.
Pamela Jean says it just took $9,000 to look for broken bones. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. I am falling over with the prices.
Yeah.
Sticker shock.
Yeah.
Only the wealthy will be able to get fixed.
Be right back.
Tell
Okay.
me.
Shit. Look at the dentist for one freaking tooth. They want to charge you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to fix one fucking tooth nowadays.
Oh, yeah. It's like, am I buying your daughter's car or something? Is that what you're going for here? My
Somebody's
mouth
got to
is
buy
going-
that new tennis bracelet.
Yeah, something, man. Yeah, it's unbelievable. But this too shall pass. Nothing like this can sustain itself. We know we're in the throes. Name it what you want, call it what you want, but the fish out of water, flying and flailing about, leaving Pisces, getting out of water. But, I think that this is just one of many cycles that humanity has been through. We're just at this stage to witness it,
Yeah. A
Yeah.
time, a era, a stage.
Yeah. Yeah, like every 40, 60, 80, 100, there's all these little cycles. And
That's
I
what they
think,
say. His story has a way of repeating itself. Whoever he is, it's his story.
yeah, it does. Well, we know for about the last, I don't know, I always say 800 years, but it really, many think it's much further back that we've been ran by,
Oh yeah.
the royal 13 families. And I'm just figuratively throwing that all out there. I don't care what the real number is. It's just, you know, others running the show. But yeah, Indy has a great question. Why are they always trying to run us into the ground? Is the population that scary to them? Or
Yeah, it don't make any sense.
no, or that I can understand. Maybe
And
if
we're
that,
already conditioned that they're so much better than us just because they have all the money and they're,
yeah, we're
elites.
scared.
We
Well,
call
they
them
find
elites.
it much easier to control someone that's traumatized. You've done psychology work,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
But again, it's like, what are we trying to control people for, really? I mean, why not
Well,
just kill us? You know
well,
what I
then,
mean?
well, they're going to do that too. But the
Yeah.
loss of power, right? Um, if there's too many people, they become too relevant in the masses, right? So you're not elevated to a status. You're just another part of the masses, and you might lose control.
Hey, thanks for coming up, Dominic. Yeah, he has some great things in chat about, that we're in cycles, and yeah, I guess we do attach ourselves. I do. I'm guilty. I attach to things. I'm an earth sign. I swear that's half of it.
Right.
But um, yeah.
Well,
Well,
I cannot, I couldn't be honest with myself if I didn't say, were things in general, even though we were still poor and, grew up in trailer park and all this good shit, right? Things just had, there was just more fun things around to do. There was vibrancy, things were improving. And yeah, I'm attached to the feeling of, I guess that would be the 20th century at this point. Because the 21st century has just been a freaking horror show, clown world. You know what I mean? Like I don't see how anybody's attached to this right now. Current day. I feel sorry for the millennials.
they're not attached; they're addicted. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
You know, you try and like. If my daughter loses her phone, she's pretty old actually. Like not like the young ones. She didn't grow up with a cellular phone in her hand. Not as a young girl. Um, but you take that thing away from her, and you can see the anxiety. She's like 35, and still it makes her anxious to not have that tether.
Yeah, I think they're more aware. That's why I'm saying that we've kind of, we are attached. Where each generation gets more attached to what I call the world, and as a consequence, what life put perfectly, we have to, have to let go of something, and we're letting go of the earth side of reality,
Yeah. The
and
world
more
is
in,
the phone. Yeah.
yeah, man's thing, and letting
Hmm.
go of nature's thing. And I think it hopefully will come full circle, where this next generation coming up is going to go, wow, we like I said, get back to the basics. We don't need so much, really, do we? No, we don't. We and that goes, like I said, I throw in, and that goes for government too. We're at a stage now. Why do we need someone over in Washington, D.C. representing us when
Mhm.
we can get it all done here? Each and one of us, hey, they have our MAC address. We can vote from here. We can get in on committee meetings and watch what's going on if we're interested in that topic. And, and why not if you want to play democracy, then really let us have a democracy and let the people vote on all these so-called issues that just go through some state or federal Senate. That gets old.
Noah Harari already proposed that voting is so passe because the AI knows what you're thinking. It knows better than you what you want, so it will decide who you elect as a politician. But there again, who are you offered as a politician, and who's programming the AI algorithm, and does it, that,
You know
No,
what
well,
they should do? They should every state should just make a lottery ticket, which is a presidential election thing. We'll make it a lottery ticket.
That's
That
what I
way,
said.
hey, make some money off of it. You get your cash off ticket and you cash it in, scan it in the system.
Or a
Yeah, I'm
lottery
glad you're
ticket,
back.
just a lottery ticket where one person from each state wins the lottery, and whoever they vote for is just the way it goes, right?
There you
Might as well do
go.
that.
Let's go full Hunger Games.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I started Hunger Game. But something like that, we all have a number one way or another. If you don't want to do that office, you can decline. They'll go to the next lottery and pick someone who will. There's plenty, but my biggest thing, even if you want to play this current situation, there's got to be limits. See, something happened in our country. We've got limits on everything. I'm limited to usually only 3 choices of pickles in my grocery store now, which really makes me mad. But when it comes to Congress and the Senate and all of them, they don't have limits. They don't have term limits. They don't have age limits. They don't have, I can't put my money on the stock market limits. I mean, so it's all, the whole thing got really tipsy-turvy.
Yeah.
And so limits that they have to abide by, and we can watch everything they do 24/7 because we've got the internet now to watch these committees. And even if we want to sit here and chat with our state representative that's sitting in Congress, we can write a comment in there. And if they feel it's a worthy question or suggestion, something more personable than what we're getting now, which is what, a voicemail that they never return.
Can I ask you something, G,
Oh,
on some of
yeah.
the words that you're speaking?
I'm
You said
sorry.
you said it's your grocery store. Is it your grocery store?
Well, that was a figure of speech.
I know,
Meaning
but-
the one of the 3 grocery stores they're going to change out here soon.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Because there is energy behind each word. So
Okay.
I'm making clarity. Is it your grocery store?
I don't know how to answer that. Yes,
Yes
it's
or
the
no?
local grocery store. Yeah, I don't own
It's
it.
your
It's a
choice.
trick question, G. It's a trick. It's a trick.
Okay. So it's not your grocery store. Are they your planes? No. Did you create Wi-Fi? No. Did you create the car? No. Did you create the fiat currency? No. This is where we become displaced. You own nothing here. You get to experience it or observe it.
Right,
So
right. Totally get that.
When
It's all
you
rented.
do get it, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can even use that word. You're a guest here. So knowing that you're not playing with nature, you could play with nature. And if you look at nature, nature's different than what men create. Once you become
Yes.
realize that, then a person, if they're truly trying to become aware of the self, you'll realize how disobedient you've become to the system. Now, we're talking about middle management. When
You cannot follow 2 gods. You cannot have 2 masters. Yes, you either have to be with the masters of the world or the master of the realm that we were born in.
Sure, if you want to talk esoteric stuff, you can either serve or you can actually be the rulers. So now there is demigods here. So now when you look, see, this is where people talk about rights. Rights is something that's passed down by the government, but again, governments are being run by corporations. When you go on a plane, there's no rights there. You have a privilege knowing that you're on somebody else's plane. So anytime you wake up, I'm just using you as an example. See, I can do that with myself, where when I get up and I use a car that I didn't make, and fiat currency that I didn't make, let alone circulate. I've exchanged my energy for that piece of paper. It's valueless, especially when I start trading it with animals. So now when I go to somebody else's grocery store, I actually go to somebody else's gas station. None of that shows that I'm independent.
You're
Everything
not.
else, it proves to me more and more that I'm a nanny. But what most people do is they complain about a system to a government which is middle management. Corporations would turn around, no problem. You don't want to take your chance and be interdependent with civilization? Then go to nature, because nature will show you in a short period of time that it can be very cruel. But at the same time, you'll have some of your comforts. This is when people start becoming honest with the self. Forget about everybody else. It's a story that I'm even telling.
Well,
So once-
I just want to interject one thing though. If you're like in the example of say like a car company or really anything, if they're doing it all out of pocket and they build this thing, great, make your argument. But if you're getting like they use our roads, they get taxpayer funds and subsidies and all this good shit.
Mhm.
So we do all collectively own all this shit.
So the
You know what
taxes
I
that
mean?
they collect from you, the taxes they collect from you, they go to generational wealth. You get a budget. That's why we have deficits. Now that tax is tribute. So now again, when we think we're participating, yeah, we probably were the ones that are building these roads, but we don't own nothing. They even understand that. That's why they have rulers. Unless you're a duke or a baron, you're not going to be a ruler here. The illusion is that we think we're going to own something. I said, not in that mortal form. You're going to own fuck all. Now, it might sound harsh to people because they're not willing to twist the story and have that beginner's mind again, because they're too busy going on with this indoctrination. Well, I went to school. I said, that's their indoctrination. You're using somebody else's language. So once you become aware of that, then you become in placement with oneself and realize, oh, so I'm having a fun game. I just happen to get shit end of the stick and I've been born poor. But am I truly poor? You know, that's the question one has to ask themselves. These governments most of them aren't even understanding. You could be a high Mason, you still don't understand none of this stuff because they're too busy working for fiat currency. The people that are truly wealthy do not play with money. They think it's dirty. That's the game they play. So when they do things openly in front of us, we're going to do NAFTA. We're going to do the Asian market. We're going to do the European currency. It's business as usual. They're using their media to communicate with each other. The rest of the people thinking, oh, they're talking about us. Unless they're talking about citizens and peasantries. Yes, they're talking about elites. And they're middle management again. So you could be a Bill Gates, middle management. You could be Warren Buffett, middle management. They understand the polarity of negative and positive. The negative fuels the positive. The positive is actually the programmable energy. And unfortunately, most people don't realize you come into these forms. So they're going to try to anchor this system. You just get caught up in it. But most people were going to play the idea, well, I'm the vessel. Well, then you have to explain, why do people go in a coma and their body still runs? Why is the person goes into hypnosis, they're still running? Who's running the liquids right now? People never entertain those ideals because they've been so indoctrinated with this fucking language, the written work and the spoken work.
Mhm.
And until you become aware of that, what we end up doing is arguing with each other about what? Nonsense, the senses. Once you wake up, you're in the conscious state. That's why it's called conscious ignorance. You have to be able to communicate with the subconscious brain now. And then, of course, you're going to have to learn how to do fasting and meditation. What is meditation? You listen. Why do you go into a state of peace? You go into a state of silence. You have to also do a thing called prayer, which you inquire. Unless you're going to practice those things, what most people do is they regurgitate the same fucking shit that they do on the media. I don't care if it's in a book form or it's spoken. Unless you're going to be an immortal being, you're wasting a lot of our own personal energy. Now, that sounds harsh for a lot of people. Because they want to make it about other people. No, they don't give a shit about us. They never have. They're doing business as usual. They probably even have wireless electricity running right now. But how does that serve us? We're using their technology. We're playing with fucking simple fucking frequencies like 440 and 432, let alone people who truly understand what 440 means, let alone what 432 means. All of that's energy, all of it. We don't see the wind and the air. We don't see the concept of laws, light, air, wind, and space. That's actually what actually controls nature. Nature's wild and untamed. Person one understands what kind of diet they're going to have, better make sure they understand what a physical, mental, and emotional diet, and each one have their own stages. Until then, most of us should just put duct tape on, go into that state of silence, and hope something will fucking download into us. But I went on a rant there, and that's diarrhea of the mouth on my part. But when I hear people talk about this shit, that indoctrination is working. worrying about what the Vatican does, worrying about what the fucking Bible is. The Bible, the fact that we read it, that's the indoctrination. No different than diodes that's in LEDs. It dumbed downs the fucking upper hemispheres. But most of us, if we're truly honest with ourselves, you should be communicating with the midbrain. That's why they use the word embody the information, because you're many receivers in that vessel, hence the kingdom of God. Whatever that God is to you, you can call it satanic, you can call it God Almighty, you call it whatever you want, but most people are serving the self. What is the self? That's the program, the ongoing program. That's like talking to Siri. Siri, if I unplug you, you still alive? No, you're dead. Anyway, I went on.
I
Sorry,
hate
guys.
Siri. I just had to throw that in there.
You know what?
Siri irritates the crap out.
Will be
Well,
summed up, I think, with three things. You can have the acknowledgement. You can even have the awareness. But if you don't put forth the application, then the acknowledgement and awareness don't mean no good. If I know how to plant a garden, if I got the awareness to know when to do it, but if I don't perform any type of application or plant it, my tomatoes just ain't gonna magically grow. My peppers aren't just gonna magically grow. You know what I mean? You have to have a balance. I mean, there's more to it than that, but you know.
Well, I think we're all kind of, I guess you could probably consider this like an MK Ultra type fracturing, but all of us up here, we have a, I would say like a secondary awareness. Like it's like being in the world, but not of it. So yes, we can recognize higher ideals all day long, but right when you still go out in the general public and walk around, you're surrounded by people who are dangerously unaware. So we have to adapt to the environment as a survival means to, not get trampled by the herd or yes, we do have to buy groceries.
Yeah,
Most of
and I
us,
was just
you
going to say, these days the herd does not move apparently. After watching, Trump getting shot, they'll just stand there now, which is possibly
And
worse.
all these people who love voting and they love their leaders and they love the system the most, and they don't have any of this higher minded awareness or of the situation. By us having that, and I would even go a little further and say having these type conversations where we're actually connecting nodes. And don't forget, there's third parties in the chat and people passerby, somebody might click. It only takes one new idea for a person to have it, right? And they can go and carry that forward. They might ponder that shit long enough to tell one of their normie friends something about a new idea that they heard. And
Exactly.
yeah, that's the value I see. I think we talk about these issues. I know I do, at least. I try to look at things from a normie, because I'm surrounded by very normie, rubish, love the TV type country bumpkins, right? I have to interact with these people. If I'm going to talk about anything with them, I have to come at them on their level, a little bit above. It's going to sound weird to them, but I'm going to relate enough to where they might get, oh, okay, I kind of see your point. And I have seen evidence of that kind of rubbing off a little bit. You know what I mean? So this is
where we practice to learn. You have to learn the language for that too. Another thing that we get out of this is the energy. The energy goes out, and hopefully, we all believe in the 100th monkey theory, or at least it seems to be real.
Something to it.
There's that benefit of it. There's also the cathartic of it, to get it out of your system, to vent, to complain about the unfortunate situation we find ourselves in,
Yeah, it's better than talking to a $100 an hour psychologist on a couch, right?
Yeah, and and hopefully we do enough awareness, get enough awareness out there that we don't have to come back in my next lifetime to a shithole. I want to change this place for the positive. So yeah, there's a lot of benefit to what we do.
Yeah, we're kind of planting an intellectual garden of sorts.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we trying to sow here? We're trying to sow good, healthy foods and fruits.
Yeah. they have. If we weren't doing this, there would be no counter to what's going on.
Because look, we do
and
have
the masses would get sucked up in it, and probably most of us, because unfortunately we are creatures of social creatures, and we do that. So if there was no counter out there like this, there'd be
Yeah.
a lot of people just swept along.
I wouldn't know half of what, I think I know and what I like to observe and look into further. Yeah, no, this media had the double-edged sword that I don't think they were predicting. I'm saying, like, once again,
Hmm.
it's a yin and yang world.
Hi,
Two
James.
hands of God. Hey, James.
yeah,
But
I
it is
think they
important
are
to look
learning
inward.
from us.
Look inward for answers. It's what they don't want us to do, really.
No.
Looking inward for answers. Like,
Oh, no, they want you all out here, busy out
you know,
here,
if they give you,
doing, making, buying, selling. Yeah.
yeah, they want you distracted, right? So,
Mhm.
distraction, they can sow division, they can manipulate you easier. So it's a sick game, it seems.
And then we get back to that original question Indie Group asks is why? What the hell do they want? Can we just get down to the bottom line here? Instead of this
Yeah.
long drawn out reality show, catch the next episode.
Right, because if these people are truly just regular folks, right, like a Bill Gates, he's just a child of his parents, and he's grown up his life. Just like we have to spend our lifetime listening to what he has to say, he's spending his lifetime, what it seems to be plotting against the rest of us with some very
Well,
nefarious things.
his dad was involved in eugenics, and his grandfather. There was the Eugenics Society in the U.S., or the Eugenics Department, sorry, of the government, and Gates was involved in that. Same with Fauci's family. They all go back with their family lines and this type of destruction. And I bet they go back to the priesthood of Samaria,
You know who I thought about the other day? I thought it was kind of weird that we haven't seen this guy in the public eye. I haven't even heard his name in decades now, but Ronald Reagan's son. Y'all remember him? Ron Reagan Jr.? Has anybody heard anything about this dude?
No, I don't remember him even. I kind
Yeah.
of do.
He seemed like a nice guy. I think he might have been gay even. I don't even know, but he didn't seem like, which I'm not saying Ronald Reagan necessarily was evil, even though he had them all around him. But he definitely just seemed like I would go so far as to say like a good regular dude. And I think that's why we haven't seen him, maybe. Because he's a regular dude. Anyway, he just popped up in my mind last couple weeks. I'm like, yeah, he ain't heard nothing from this guy.
Interesting thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, guys, if somebody wants to entertain the philosophy questions of whys, it would be, could we actually be indebted in this realm? I shared a video where they break it down in 21 parts, outside of that, all that birth certificate game that other people play, where you could literally be indebted, hence why we have soul data. Whatever you basically perform here, you have a soul contract, it stays here. And then because you don't know nothing, so when you leave this realm, all that's been deleted from you. That's why it's stored in what's called the mind. And then we have to come back and we got to learn different crafts, how to speak English, Sanskrit, Mandarin, Braille, American Sign Language. And then if you're the kind of person that's very harmful to another human being, karma, your actions will be repeated, whether you're probably not going to be aware of it. So you hate pump somebody of a dark skin, you come back as one. Even that they play a game on. That's where people will say I'm black and white. I said, you don't understand magic then. What do you mean? Because I don't see humans that are black and white. You're dark skin and light skin, and that can change at any given moment if you have a tan. Again, they say this stuff to find out most of us are asleep. People say that, but that's not what I mean. I said, well, you are using the English language. It's a meaningful language. It's not like Greek, where that would be the better philosophy language, because that's a comprehension language, or Sanskrit, which is a healing language. Again, these are all tonalities when we start speaking it. It's like music. Integrally, you play music, so you'll grasp this. A lot of people will grasp it. Different music, like Baroque music, you have different frequencies. Then you also played in different environments, and wherever the luminaries, That all plays a major role. A lot of us have just forgotten, am I supposed to be eating my food based on different colors of days? Again, that's all different games. And then even when people talk about their diets, I said, okay, let's talk about a physical diet. Are you eating wild game or domestic game? And is it animal based? Is it vegetarian based? Vegetable based or whatever?
Did you transmute it?
Yeah, I'm with you, Max. Yeah, do you transmute it? Are you grateful for it? Is your body waiting for it? You know what I mean? Like, again, these are different things. And meanwhile, we're always breathing in prana, so that's a different kind of fuel. So if we're not aware of that, they're thinking, okay, these are children. Then we'll just give them simple fucking governments to rule over you. Anytime you hear the word "ment" on it, you're talking with the mind. Government, settlement, entertainment, amusement. There's a
Yeah,
reason.
I am, Scotty.
Yeah. Again, there's a reason for all these words. Reason, again, sun. All these words have symbols and energy to them. And if people aren't aware of that, then they're basically, you're better off just doing all this in the dark, because the light's not going to give you that information. Everything else, it's trying to manipulate you. So the next time you come back here over and over again, now some people aren't going to value that. They're going to say, Adam, I don't believe in rebirth. Okay, so I'm magically going to think a person chooses to be a trillionaire in one lifespan at whose expense? This is why when they start talking about bloodlines, there's some value to blood. That's why when people that have the ability, they'll take an organ transplant. Next thing you know, they're having the memory of another person because they understand conduit, gold, blood, silver, urine, water. That's all can be shape-shifting in that case. That's why we talk about walk-ins. Michael Jordan had many walk-ins, but people just, the only thing they see is the constant physical. So they see a guy like Michael Jordan, a dark skin, and he does achievements. No, there's many of them playing like a fucking puppet on a string. That's why when singers talk about it, when I go on stage, something takes over.
Yeah, I believe in a lot of that there's some outer connections that these people are playing with. Absolutely. This has been a great discussion. I'm going to take it down in about 10 minutes. Just want to let you guys know. Because we've been up for 3 hours. I still don't know how Charles does it. he's like 6.5 hours later. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's past pumpkin time for me, but
Yeah. Here, 3 hours. It's like I got to get up and move around in a few here. But yeah, this has been just a kicking discussion, rolling through so much stuff. I don't know where to begin or end.
No, it's a never-ending story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it
like all
is.
the stuff about karma and everything really. Any belief. At the end of the day, we really don't have
What
any
life? Thanks for
evidence of
coming
that
up.
until we do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I
What
have a
life?
kind
Thanks
of
for
a
coming up.
kind of a theory that the soul is, well, if it's like a magnetic, energetic torus field, it could achieve different levels of vibration and energy throughout it, and that through the lifetime that we experience. And then when you go to a next lifetime, it could almost be like a lock and a key that you go to the various life lessons or situations that you have to have filled in energetically to have that experience, to fill in that part of your spirit, or elevate it. So it could be just like a lock and a key. You get just drawn to a certain life because the magnetics works out right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of imagine like being an electric current, like AC/DC. You know how it's just like intermittent, and
Yeah.
traveling through like a line until we go up to the computer, everything gets read, and we come back around. Something like that.
Yeah,
I know
that's
I'm too Star Trekked out. I'm sorry.
I've had some discussions on like levels of consciousness of things, right? Like, is a tree as conscious as a human, or is
Yeah, we
a electron as conscious as a tree or a rock, or you know, comparing like, I believe that everything does have consciousness, but what level of consciousness? You know, is it aware that you touched it, or is it just aware that something touched it? You know,
Well,
like in the case of like a rock or a tree, or
what about a bird, right? We say bird brain is like a slur, like he's a dummy, but birds get to have a perspective we never see. They get to fly over all this shit and look around, and they can jump from, fly from tree to tree. And I mean, imagine how, I don't know, awe-inspiring that perspective would be to just soar over everything.
Yeah.
Free will of that. Instead
Yeah.
of just being locked in a plane or stuck on the ground like we are.
Yeah. But what would the consciousness of an
Locked in a
electron
cage.
be, or a light particle? What would the consciousness be of that? In some sense, it would have all consciousness and all knowledge in its magnetic field, but would it want to even access it? I don't know. Or would it just enjoy being?
Well,
It does seem that God made things to enjoy themselves, like plants. My God, they have like the longest orgasms out there. All the living things really have fun, most of them.
well, you think about a human person. We did start off from the most microscopic, if you want to say single cell. I don't know if it's quite single, but yeah, everything we are is kind of contained. I mean, not our experiences, obviously, but
Apparently,
we
even
are-
those, yeah. Apparently, even those, yeah,
Yeah.
in the field. Magnetic field that copies itself throughout, like every other magnetic field. It's amazing how much information they can store.
But at this point, are we just slaves to this experience that seems like a freaking dystopian nightmare on the horizon? Or are we children of God, if you will, and capable of great things? Are we going to realize that and manifest that? Or are we just going to, watch the shit show and say it's all just the way it is? And, next lifetime, maybe we'll do better. Like that doesn't ring acceptable.
Not me. I'm going to stomp my feet and make noise. That's what I'm capable of doing.
I was born to be a loudmouth.
Yeah,
Fucking, I am what I'm supposed to be.
I'll be a
Even
thorn
my
in your
parents.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
One way or another.
I'm a nice guy, but I will talk your head off about it.
Yeah.
No, and if I truly live to serve others, which is what we should be doing, improving others' situation is ultimately important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels fucking good, dude. It really does.
I live in service of others. That's why I do my class. That's why I do everything I do, is service to others.
Yeah, even if you just get one person to start thinking, questioning a few things, and then their eyes open up to everything else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's all it takes. It's all it took with me. Once I
Yep.
realized the moon landing, I fell off my horse and realized there's a lot going on here. Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of that, I heard that apparently next year there's a movie coming out about, quote, how they faked the moon landing, or a movie about faking the moon landing. I'm like, oh, isn't that timely?
Yeah, I hope something of substance, not another, how they divert it really to go, no, really, it's real. They're just trying to say it's fake. And we hope it's not one of those, because they do that a lot. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, I'm gonna take the stream down. Thanks so much for coming up.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye,
great.
Max Vision. Indie Group.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate the space to be myself. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Anytime. I watch your videos and listen to your music. And
I'm about to go work on some of that too. I will say real quick, I did find this guy in France I've been talking to. We've been going back and forth, sharing some material, so might be working with somebody here kind of a little more regularly. So,
nice.
making some progress.
I like that. Yeah. Get some new juju energy going with someone. I totally get that.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Oh, it does. It does. Excellent.
Yep.
So everybody check out Indie. When is your channel coming back up?
The original, I have no idea. So right now,
Oh.
I'm just on Intergroove Music.
Okay. Please sign
Yep.
up to his alternative channel, Indie Groove Music. He's got some really good stuff. Really enjoy it.
Yep.
Well, thanks
I
again.
appreciate it. Yep. Y'all have a good one. Peace out,
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah. Wow. That
What?
was just phenomenal. Oh, I'm talking about the end of the show. Shows that we're just wholesome and grassroots. But yeah, that was a great line of thought tonight. So glad everybody came up. Thank you. And chat was wonderful. You guys had some really good stuff to say. So anyway, you all take care. Stay frosty.